What can you expect of a circular movement? It won't get you anywhere because it moves in the form of a circle, in a loop. So you begin here, you move to the south, you think you're heading somewhere, but eventually you end up the same way where you started. In Osaka, Japan, you have the loop line. It's a train line that's shaped in a loop. I traveled with it a lot when I was in Osaka. You start one place like Minami Station, for example, and you go around. You go around in Osaka and you end up the same place if you keep sitting in the train. That's how it works. Now, why am I talking about loop movements or circular movements? Understand that many people, common people, absolutely, most of them. So that's why I say many people, they are in a circular movement, which isn't any movement at all. It appears to be movement, but it's not movement. Those that survived marriages with narcissistic spouses or abusive spouses, they know what I'm talking about. First, you have the heating up phase, when the arguments begin, when the narcissist spouse is projecting his or her frustrations on the other spouse. Then you have the phase of intensification, in which the arguments intensify. Then you have the escalation phase. And then you have the cooling down phase. In the cooling down phase, things are happy again. It's like a honeymoon. But after the relief, the cycle starts over. Now, one time, the heating up phase may be about laundry. The arguments starts about laundry. The other time, it's about picking up the children from school. So, in each case, there is another argument that emerges. But when you look at the bigger picture, it's the same pattern. It's a circular movement. Now, we know that domestic violence is a circular movement. Okay? When it comes to drug addiction, when people need to have their crack or they need to have their cigarettes, we know it's a circular movement also. But we fail to see often that most people operate in a circular movement, which is not a real movement at all. But you may say, Rashid, how can you say that? Now look, just like in an abusive marriage, it's not the same argument over and over again. In some cases it is. As I mentioned, first you have an argument about laundry, then about picking up each other from school, then about intimacy. So because you have different arguments, you think it's a different issue. No, it's the same relief-seeking mechanisms going on. Someone that's addicted to cigarettes may first buy Marlboro cigarettes, then he may buy Camel cigarettes. So you may see a shift here, but it's the same pattern. Look, because the body gets older and situations tend to change. For example, you used to work at uh, a coffee shop, but now you have a full-time job at a bank. So those are shifts that happen. We often look at the shifts, at the appearance. And the appearance may be factual, but we don't look beyond it. And because we don't look beyond it, we're often fooled by the appearance. We're fooled by the shifts. Most folks are in a circle. In an abusive marriage, the other spouse is the dump site of the negative energy. But with most people, the dumping happens outside the comfort zone. It can be that, for example, John is 14 years old and he can't stand Jesse. Jesse, Jesse, a male named Jesse, is a guy that's in the football team. He really can't stand the guy. What's going on? John now projects his frustrations onto Jesse. And now he can't stand Jesse. Now he needs to move away from Jesse. That is his relief seeking. At age 14, he did a part-time job distributing newspapers. When he was in college, he was in the call center for an insurance company, working part-time. And then he was part of a fraternity also. He couldn't stand certain frat boys. And what's going on? It's the same relief-seeking circle, but now there are other targets. Because he has a few relationships that he considers so valuable that he doesn't want to lose. So relationships with his parents, girlfriend, a few buddies. So he will never dump his waste on them, but he always dump it somewhere else. And after he dumps his waste somewhere else, he often needs to get away from that place so that he won't be confronted with himself. At age 25, he now has a mortgage, has a full-time job, working for Microsoft. I'm just making up something here. And now from time to time, arguments with his wife emerges. He's not shifting from place that often anymore. So now we can't pick random people anymore to dump his waste upon. Random people who are vulnerable, because not all random people are vulnerable to waste dumping. But now, because he's not that mobile anymore, because he's stuck at a job full time, now the relief seeking manifests with his wife. So to prevent that from continuing, the wife begins to distract him with rumors of other people. So now the wife is enabler of his relief seeking. What's going on? This John goes in a circle. The wife now also goes in a circle together with him. It may appear that this John has made improvements over time, but that's just the appearance. He is in a loop of relief seeking, just like a drug addict is, just like an abusive spouse is. I'm telling you the following. There are people you absolutely should not be involved in or involved with. Why should you be involved with them? For the simple reason that they're going around in circles. So you being around them will trap you in their circular movement, which is not movement at all. Or better, the circular fake movement, because it's not a real movement. There are a lot of folks out there, because they got a new job, or because they got a new spouse, or a new significant other, or because they just purchased a new house, because some event happened to them, you think, oh, they're moving forward. But when you look at it carefully, it's a circular movement. That's why we are told to walk by faith and not by sight. Walk by faith does not mean that you ignore facts. You acknowledge the facts, but you look beyond the facts. You look at the bigger picture. That's what it means to walk by faith. Too many folks, unfortunately, also believe that they walk by sight. And the mainstream media and Hollywood take advantage of this by distorting your perception. That's why you're told to walk by faith and not by sight. And about circular movements and people that go around in such fake movements, it's only when you're around them for a long time you will get to notice it. Because often you don't notice it unless Holy Spirit delivers you from those people. Because most of the time when you need deliverance, it's not about sin, not about wrong thinking. When you've been delivered, you've been delivered. When your mind's renewed, period. But after your mind's renewed, you still have those bad people walking around. So from time to time, the Spirit will cut them off from you. He will cut the connection between you and them. And you don't see at the moment why the Holy Spirit is doing it. It's afterwards when you reflect back, you realize, hold on a minute. Those folks are going in a circle. Jessica was murmuring about her ex-boyfriend being so bad and not being so manly. Now she's with another guy. She's been with him for 3 years, and now the same arguments start again. But instead of her ex-boyfriend, is the current boyfriend, present fiance, that argument started with. But with this guy, she remained longer than with the previous guy. So, hold on a minute. So Jessica is going in a circle. Even if she marries the guy, the same circle will continue. Look, It's not always easy to recognize a circular movement. Okay? Some people may appear to be stuck, but the opposite is true. And others may appear to be going ahead, while the opposite is true. That's why walk by faith. Keep your eyes open. Don't just go off by appearance. Look beyond. Be at peace.